So we have the finished radio panel. On the finished radio panel, you have Com1 Radio Select, Com2 Radio Select, you can transmit on Com2 and receive on both radios, transmit on Com1 and receive on both radios. Your navigation radio identifier, Morse code identifier. The Nav2 radio Morse code identifier. The inner marker, outer marker, and middle marker audio selector switch, your distance measuring equipment selector switch, your automatic direction finder switch, and your auxiliary switch. Down here is a Com1 radio, the Nav1 radio, Com2 radio, Nav2 radio, Com1 radio, your first dial changes your megahertz, the second dial changes your kilohertz, and the press button swaps between your active and your standby radios. Nav1 radio works the same way, Com2 radio and the Nav2 radio all work the same way. Underneath those, you have the distance measuring equipment for the VOR systems that are up here. The frequency for the Nav1 and Nav2 radios for the VORs correspond to the distance measuring equipment for the Nav1 radio and the Nav2 radio. So it shows your distance in nautical miles and your intercept speed to each of those VORs. Down here is your Adf radio. The Adf radio works with NDBs, which in the real world are pretty much no longer existent, but the game simulates them, so we threw them on here. Your first dial changes your main hundreds frequency, second dial changes your tens frequency, and the last dial changes your ones frequency. Last but not least is a transponder. The way the transponder works is it's set. If you turn the dial, it doesn't do anything. Now I programmed this one, so if you push it once, it changes your thousands place. Push it again, changes the hundreds. Again, changes the tens. Again, changes the ones. And one last time, sets it. There's also a toggle switch here. If you want to reset the VFR, which would be 1200, flip it up, it automatically changes it to 1200. Flip it down, it automatically transmits emergency. And that's pretty much it. The radio stack is currently working. And now that I've got it all done, I'm debating on moving all the dials to one of these displays, which is a lot more compact. That one is a fairly large radio stack. That one, I'm pretty sure I could redesign it and redo it and make it all a lot smaller. So, oh, there it is. Yay.